Hi, welcome to Insight from the Torah portion and CBT, and this week is Parashat Matot. We're going to talk about addictions and CBT and how to deal with drug abuse and addictions. And we, as usual, connected to the Torah portion. And going to be very interesting. We'll learn how to deal with it and what makes it start. I hope you find it useful. If you didn't register to my website, to the channel yet, so subscribe now. And let's start. So in the Parsha, we're talking about vows. But people, they come and they decide we don't want to do something anymore, so they make a vow. And there's a connection between that and being a monk. Basically, the monk is like making a vow that he won't use wine and he won't cut his hair, but people can make different kinds of vows. And in Hebrew, it's very interesting that you can see the connection between them, because a vow in Hebrew is neder, and the root is nun dalet resh, and a monk in Hebrew is nazir, and the root is nun zayin resh. So it's the same letters, just in one you have zayin, and in the other one you have dalet. And the way you write those letters, dalet and zayin, they look very similar. The dalet is just a bit longer. And also the sounds of it, when you pronounce it, they also sound kind of similar. It's very similar. So you can see there's connection between them. And basically what the monk does is like going away from stuff, and the route of monk in Hebrew, nazir, nezer, it also means a crown, because the monk, what he does, he basically puts stuff above his head, like stuff that is not allowed to do anymore, and it's not, he cannot undo it. Like now, if he wants to stop, he needs to go and get a hatarat nedarim, like that they will let them do it. It's like a special ceremony, and it's only above them, like a crown, and it's also connected to Sfirat Malchut, to Sfirat Keter, sorry. That Keter in Hebrew is crown, the Sfirat that is above you. So Rambam explain why there's vows. Like if it's like so bad and you need to go, it's a special ceremony to like make you allowed to do the stuff again. What it is for from the first place, and he says it's for people that they're having addiction problems, and they use drugs, like drinking a lot of wine or eating a lot of meat, and the vow helps them stop and be out of the situation. But that's not something normal. It's not for regular people, only for people that have a serious issue and problem. So he says what you should do is do the stuff that you allowed, and be holy in those stuff, and not starting to put on yourself all those like stuff you're not allowed to do, because it's a basically higher level that you're allowed to do everything, but you just do the stuff you're supposed to do. And from here we basically go and talk about addictions. And I just want to say that this idea that I said on the Torah is from Rav Nir Manusi. He also have lectures in English. And it's based on the Sichot of the Rebbe, Likutei Sichot Lamed Gimel, on Parashat Matot. So let's talk about addiction. So Dr. Irit Ilem, she explains the circle of addiction, like how it starts and how basically it continues, because it's like a circle that make itself, like feeds itself. So usually it starts with a point that there is something that is hard for us, something that makes us feel uneasy or give us bad emotional feelings. And those feelings, they make us want to take the drug, because we know that after we take it, so then we won't feel those same feelings, or we don't feel them in the same value, like we're feeling much less. And that makes us want to use the drug. And then we feel like we really need it. And then the person thinks, okay, I will take it only this time. I will, it will be the last time I'm using it. I'm allowed to use it because I'm in such a situation, like all those thoughts that give himself permission to use it. And then there's the practical organization to get it, find the money, find a way to get it, and then use it. And then again, there's like some situation or some bad feeling that happens, and then the person uses it again in the same circle. So CBT explains that there's mistake in the way the person is thinking. And if we can identify those mistakes, the thinking mistakes, so then it'll be easier for him to deal with them. And in Parashat Shemini, I explain all the 10 different thinking mistakes and how to deal with each one of them. So underneath the video, there will be a link to that class, and you're welcome to watch it. So what's the way to treat addiction by CBT? So in the first stage, we want to identify how much and which drug the person is using. Is it drug that makes him fast or actually make him more calm? There's like different kinds. And then we will check how much he uses it and when and with me, with whom. Yeah, we ask all those questions, like, and which times, what triggers makes him use it. Is there specific times, like a specific day in the week, like only in the weekends or only at night? There's people that he usually does it with, or situation that after they happen, he does it like every time after he fight with his wife or has a fight with his mother. And we can check the history of it, like when it started, how it started. There were times he tried to stop using them, what helped him stop? Was there time it was worse? What influenced the change? After we figure those stuff out, we want to explain him the circle that we just explained, like how it happens and how it keeps going. And we want to choose together goals for treatment. And we can use a SMART model that I also explain it, what exactly it means and how it works. And there will be a link for that also underneath the video. So after we use SMART to choose our goals, we will do the change in stages, and the goals can be in 3 levels. Cognitive behavioral therapy, right? So one thing will be the behavioral change. Another level will be the cognitive change. And a third stage will be working on the emotions and the need and the want to use it. And then I will give some more tools that can help us. So in the first stage, the making change in your behavioral part, you can stop using the drug, and you can say, okay, stop it only for a while, or I stop it forever. Also, I can make the amount that I'm using less. Like I can use it the same times, the same number of times, and the same places and everything, but just to use a smaller amount. Also, as for starting, I can try to avoid triggers, like avoid the places that I usually use it. Like if every time I go to a wedding and friends bring this drug and I take it with them. So for starting, I can start not going to those weddings, and then it would be easier for me to like get out of the circle. Or if there's places that I always do it with, like always when I go to my friend's house, or people that I usually do it with, like there's a special, we have like a group of people every time we're in a different place, but with the same group of people, we always do it together. So try to avoid being with those people. Or if there's like emotional situations that make me use it, like I said, like fighting with my wife or fighting with my mother. So for a while, I can move out of the house, not for long-term solution, but for starting, like go away from the triggers that make me want to use it. And then when I get stronger, I can get back to it slowly in a slowly way. The way to make it slowly, I also explain in a shiur, and I will give the link for that, how to do stuff, exposures, it's called, in a slowly way. And but as I said, it's good thing for starting, because we cannot think about all the optional triggers. Always a friend can just come to my house with something, and stuff can change. So it's just for starting to avoid. Okay. Also, if I avoid stuff, it makes me feel like I don't have, I'm not able to control my life. And in the treatment, we want to bring the control back to the person. So that was the behavioral stage. The another stage is to make change in your thinking. And we will use cognitive tools like identifying the thoughts that are wrong, like we said before. There will be a link for that. And also we can use a table to identify all the things in an organized way. And there will be a link to that class too. The third stage we said is working on our urge. We want to use the drug. So in order to do that, first we can verify what helped the person in the past not use the drug. Also, we can work on moving our thought to something else. Like when I think about the drug, to think about all the stuff instead, like doing sport, going out with friends, talking on the phone, doing stuff. There's also a technique that I choose how to deal with disturbing thoughts. There will be a link for that class too. Also, we can add techniques to make us sort of calm, like mindfulness, breathing, imagination, using the imagination, all the stuff that make us relax. And the fourth idea is to remember all the bad stuff that comes from using the drug. And all this stuff supposed to help us. And now I want to give you a few more tools. So first thing is to have your day full of good stuff that are significant and helping others. The next thing is take care of yourself, self-care, do exercise, have a healthy food, have connection with friends, sleep well, do important stuff and meaningful things like go volunteer, connect to your values. There's also a class how to connect to your values. I will put a link for that too. And give yourself, that's very important, give yourself prizes for being successful. If you were able to overcome something that was hard for you, use less of the drug, make an event out of it, go out and to the restaurant with friends and celebrate it. And the last thing, and it's very important, is to remember that the process takes time, and part of the process is downs and ups. And if we have a down, it's okay, it's a part of the process. It doesn't change in one day, and not to get depressed from going down, and accept it, that it's part of the way of healing. So I hope this class was useful. Share it with friends so they can enjoy it too. And see you next week, Bezrat Hashem.